Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mumbles. Today, I'm back with another game review. And today's game review is on a game that is just now launching for Nintendo Switch. That game is Rockets, Rockets, Rockets. It's a game about rockets. But before I get into that game review, I do have to ask you guys all, please do make sure to smack that like button. It helps boost the search results, it helps other people find the video, and it just helps the video be shared around. And I really, really appreciate it, guys. Now let's talk about Rockets, Rockets, Rockets. Now let's talk about Rockets, Rockets, Rockets. This game is a game that is available for $6.99 on multiple systems, including PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. And this game is created by a company called Radial Games. I hope I'm saying that right. R-A-D-I-A-L, Radial. Now this is a company that has made games such as Monster Loves You and Mini Metro. Two games that have been very well received, and that has to bode well for what we're going to find in Rockets, Rockets, Rockets. Now, what is this game about? Let me tell you the actual description from the game itself. Rockets fire rockets at rockets in this action arcade arena combat gorgeous festival of fireworks. It's dogfighting meets finger skating in space with local multiplayer and single player fast-paced action modes plus a Zen mode where the rockets learn to love. That is the information given about this game. Let me give you guys a Mumbles version of that. Basically, this is a game in which you fly around a rocket, you shoot at other rockets, and there's different modes in it. That's basically what Rockets, Rockets, Rockets is. Now let's talk about the graphics, the soundtrack, and the controls. First off, the graphics in this game, they're very simple. These are very simple graphics, but they're very well thought out and well done. Nothing but praise for the company here. Rockets, Rockets, Rockets really does a great job of bringing those pleasing graphics to that everyone loves to see, putting them full force, and making you want to play it because of the graphics. But they take it even a step further than that. Moving on to the soundtrack. Rockets, Rockets, Rockets actually combines the soundtrack with the gameplay in order to create a truly unique experience. Now, I've said this in many videos before. If you have a game that has bright, colorful graphics and you tie in music to it, you're probably going to find something that people are going to be excited about and receive it very well. And Rockets, Rockets, Rockets really pulls that off. The soundtrack ties into this game spectacularly. Now, the controls in this game for the Nintendo Switch really do work well. I'm very impressed with the controls. You can play it using two Joy-Cons, a Pro controller, or just a single Joy-Con control. All of them are available and easy to use, easy as any of them. So big props to the developer there. Now let's talk about the gameplay in this game. Rockets, Rockets, Rockets is unlike any game that I've really ever played. The closest thing I could compare it to is kind of Tank Wars, something like that, something along those lines. Basically how it works is you and the 4 computers or friends who are with you each get a rocket. At the start, you take off, you shoot at each other. That's all there is to it in Rockets, Rockets, Rockets. Now, to that end, there are a couple different game modes. The first game mode is the Bubble Mode War. And basically in this mode, you actually fight each other for control of the bubbles. What the heck are you talking about, Mumbles? Basically, it works like this. Each player starts with 3 bubbles. As you are hit, you lose a bubble. If the person who hits you is also missing a bubble, they gain that bubble for a maximum of 3 bubbles. Now, when you run out of bubbles, game over for you. The last man standing wins. That is basically bubble mode. Now, there is a traditional more kind of war tag mode in which basically all you do is you tag your opponent 3 times and then they're out. Now, there is one other mode that I kind of want to separate from the 2 traditional gameplay modes. There is a Zen mode. Now, what do I mean by Zen mode? Basically, all you do is you fly your rocket around, you make pretty colors, you sit, you relax, and you listen to the music and you make pretty colors with your rockets. That's all there is to it. That is the Zen mode, and it is a very different thing. I rather enjoy the idea of it, and I rather enjoy the implementation of it. So big time props on them for putting a Zen mode into this game. But that's really all there is to talk about in the gameplay section of this game. There are a couple different maps, and you can have a maximum of 4 CPUs or 4 people in real life playing this game at the same time. So that's all there really is to talk about in the gameplay section. Let's talk about the cons. The first con for this game is that this game is rather short and repetitive. You know, you can only do the same thing so many times, and then you're going to get bored of it. It's kind of like, you know, you've all seen those YouTube videos of a fun game, and you're like, oh, that game looks fun, but they only do like 1 or 2 videos on it. It's because it gets boring. You can only do it so many times. So, very simplistic game, very simple, but very repetitive. Now, my second and final con for this game is that I kind of wanted more of everything. I was playing it, and I'm like, man, if I could have more rockets, or if I could have online multiplayer, if I could have more levels, or if I could have more rocket ships, if I could have more different types of music. Just one of those things where it's a good game, but if it had more, it could be so much better. So really all the stuff now to ask is, what is Rockets, Rockets, Rockets going to get on our Mumbles review? This is a very unique game, and I want to first off remind everyone, this game is at a pricing point of $6.99. $6.99. It's a cheap game. It's a fun game. So do keep that in mind as I give you my score. You got to remember, when I'm doing these scores, I am comparing this to all games. I'm comparing it to AAA titles. I'm comparing it to single A titles. I'm comparing it to all games. And it is for that reason today, I'm going to give Rockets, Rockets, Rockets a 5 out of 10 on our Mumbles review. But here's the thing. If I were to rank this game simply on games that cost $6.99, this game would get a 10 out of 10 because it's fabulous. But obviously a game like this is not going to be able to stand up to the Marios and the Zeldas and the Call of Duties and the this and the that. It just can't do it. It's not that kind of game. So by itself, as a $6.99 game, this game gets a 10 out of 10. But as a game compared to everything else, it gets a 5 out of 10 on our Mumbles review. Fantastic game. I definitely recommend that you check it out, even if you're a little interested. Because at a pricing point like this, why not? Anyways, guys, this has been another episode of Mumbles. I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, and smack all those buttons. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.